I'm going to share with you how I shape my sourdough loaves. Once the dough is fermented, it gets a very light dusting of flour and then I tip it out of the bowl. It should fall out easily. Today I'm going to shape my loaves into a batard. I find it easier to cut than round loaves. I'm making two today, a dried cherry and an ube potato loaf. This dough has some decent gas in it, judging by the jiggle. You want it to be puffy at this stage. Maybe you could use a little bit more fermenting, so we'll see in time. This is my favorite part, a little slappy and it's good to go. I use rice flour in my bannetons. It doesn't absorb the water from the dough like flour does, and it keeps the dough from sticking. I also like to use a liner, but that's up to you. I also dust with some wheat bran on the top. A little extra nutrition is not a bad thing. Then I place the banneton into a plastic bag and in the fridge it goes overnight. The next day, preheat your oven to 475 Fahrenheit with your Dutch ovens inside. I've baked it at 500 before, but it makes no difference. I hit the dough with an extra dusting of wheat bran, and with a sheet of parchment paper on top, I flip the dough over into a flat pizza plate, which helps transfer the dough to the Dutch oven. I probably don't need that now that I think of it. Dust off any excess rice flour, then hit it with a good spritz of water on top of the dough. An ice cube or two on the side also works to keep the dough moist in the first part of the bake so that it can expand. A sharp razor lamb is best for scoring, and I use a quick motion to score the dough. I go over it again to lift the lip of the dough a little bit to encourage the air to form during baking. This is the ube potato loaf. I love that purple color. Dust off the flour, a spritz of water, and then we score. I see a lot of people doing a sawing motion, maybe because the blade's dull, I don't know, but it's one of my pet peeves. In the hot Dutch oven it goes, lifting the dough carefully by the edges of the paper. You'll have to test your own oven, but for me I bake it covered for 23 minutes, then uncovered for 16 more minutes. I like my loaves to get a deep caramel color. I use a Lodge cast iron combo cooker as well as a Le Creuset Dutch oven. Both fit into my oven so I can bake them at the same time. Don't forget to listen closely to the bread singing when it comes out of the oven. Now you can take a deep breath and admire those beautiful babies. Let the loaves cool, then cut for the grand reveal. Ta-da! A generous whack of the best quality salted butter you can find is all you'll need. Or jam, or both. As the oven's still hot, I like to make use of that heat, so I'll roast some almonds tossed with tamari with the oven turned off for about 15 to 20 minutes. By then it's cool enough to put the bannetons and the covers that I washed into the oven to dry out. I hope this was useful. Let me know if you got any questions.